It's Josh Johnson in 3D!
Ooh, I'm in 3D. Good popcorn.
I've lived in New York 10 years now. And in that time, there's been some truly amazing things that have happened. This is an incredible city to live in, you know, for the people who are from here to be from. And in those 10 years, a lot of horrific things have happened. Because this is a terrifying city to live in. Terrifying to be from. Like, I don't know who else has been mystery dripped on. Okay, in case you visited from out of town, I couldn't see everybody who's not from here. Look, mystery drip is when you are going about your day, you know, and you just walking, and then you feel something, and it hits you wrong. It's not. It doesn't. It's too far away from the building to be air-conditioned drip, but it's also not raining. And it's a little heavier than water, like it hurt a little. You're like, and then you touch your head or wherever it landed on, and you pray you don't see what it is. You pray there's not a color to it. And then you wipe your face or your forehead, and it's clear, which is almost as bad. Clear is also terrifying. What is this, acid? The rest of the day, you spend the rest of your day thinking like, do I feel it? Do I feel it? Is there skin missing? You see people that day. You still have to go about your day. This is New York. No one cares you had a personal tragedy. So then you go about your day and you see people, you ask them, you try to test the waters because you don't know. You're like, hey, is there anything different about me? Because you don't know if the drip has affected, maybe it's changed the color of one of your eyes. You have no idea. And then they're like, no, and you're like, oh, thank God. No. Terrified. Because I grew up in Louisiana. That's where I was raised, and went to college in Shreveport. And when I was in Shreveport, from the time that I started going to school there all the way until the summer after I graduated that I left, I would hang out in this area off and on, like Dalzell Street. And Dalzell Street had some very cool like house parties. There would be local bands would come, and there was one house that had turned themselves into a venue for like traveling artists and stuff. So it was a very cool place to go. It was also off and on a bit dangerous. Like a lot of cool things, you know. It was like, oh, okay, it's not the best neighborhood. And I knew a guy in passing who lived on Dalzell. And it was one night, I guess he really needed it. Every once in a while, life is a little too much, and you need to treat yourself or just take care of yourself. And his form of self-care was treating himself to a nice home-cooked meal. Not uncommon, right? But he treated himself to a nice home-cooked meal of 4 chili dogs. That's a lot of chili dogs. Like 1 is a meal. 2 is a bigger meal. 3 is concerning. And at 4, you're trying to eat away from something. Like you're running away from your problems with your mouth. At 4 chili dogs. This thing took him all night because he made the chili from scratch. He started making the chili in the afternoon. And then he even boiled the hot dogs himself. I don't know, that part was a little bit easier. Toasted the buns, too. He was trying to make a night of it. And he sat down with his plate of 4 chili dogs. Got to work, enjoying himself, watching a movie. And at 2 chili dogs, he was kind of full. But he had made 2 more. And according to him, cold chili dogs are gross. So I guess I gotta stuff these chili dogs. So he ate the 3rd chili dog. 4th chili dog was a battle. 4th chili dog, he had to persevere. But he did. He finished all 4 of his chili dogs. Pushed himself to the limit. Maybe a little bit beyond his limit, because as soon as he was done, he had to run to the bathroom. I don't know if there was something wrong with the meat, but these chili dogs attacked him immediately. And so he was in the bathroom, fighting for his life. And as he's in the bathroom, truly at his most vulnerable, some people broke into his house. That's a tough one, because, like, what do you do? You're dealing with your own situation right now. You're already in distress, and now you hear the door slam open, you're like, I'm not expecting company. No, who could this be? And then you hear all of these Robin-type sounds. Oh, looks like nobody's home. Now what do? You just sit there listening to them. This dude's in his house and they don't think anybody's in there, so they talking loud, critiquing him. They're walking around the house. Oh, this is a big TV. Wow, this is a nice model and everything. He got Gone with the Wind on DVD? And they're walking in, this was your night off, your night to yourself. So maybe you didn't clean up. They over here judging him out loud. Oh, this place nasty. Make you not even want to rob it. And so now he's just sitting on the toilet, praying that they leave. But he's still got 2 chili dogs in him. And so he's just sitting there, praying. Anytime I prayed on the toilet, it's been for very different reasons than somewhat. Yeah, I know what that's like, to be on the toilet, be like, Lord, look, if you just see me through this one time, I'm going to turn everything around. I'm come right back to you. I'm going to do right. So he's sitting on the toilet, and he hears them robbing him. He hears them, like, unmounting the TV from the wall. Just the sounds of construction as he's being robbed. With them commenting on his plates. It's like, why does the man got elephants-inspired places? And this guy's a loser. The whole time, you can't say anything. Sitting there, as quiet as possible. And as these guys are moving out, take the TV first. And TV, I guess, is heavy because they're over here making the moving grunt noises and everything. Like, pick up your side. And as they're conversing, pick up your side. He couldn't help it. He's still full of chili dogs. They stop and they're like, hey, wait. Stop. Did you hear that? And now he's very scared. Now he's like, oh, God. He's trying to be even quieter. As quiet as he can. And he lets out another fart. He couldn't help it. It just happened. So then they were like, from outside the door, he hears them, hey! Is somebody in here? Which is a crazy question to ask when you are robbing a house. You are mid-robbery. Imagine the audacity it takes to run up in somebody's house, but hey, I hope nobody home. We did a good job of casing this place. I hope you didn't break schedule. I hope there's not another burglar in here. What does this country come to when you can't burglarize in peace? And so now he doesn't know what to do. He's been found out. And he clearly can't keep quiet. And so then he yells out. It's like, yeah, somebody in here. It's impossible to sound tough on the toilet. That's never gonna happen. This man tried to hit all the bass in his voice, trying to be tough on the toilet. And then he said that he thinks, he doesn't know, but he thought he heard a gun cock. And so now he's terrified. Because the next thing they scream is, where you at? And I don't know why he said it. He doesn't know why he said it. But he yelled out right at the bathroom door, come find me! Sir, what is your plan? What exactly is your plan? That they will bust open the door and you'll turn around? Like, what? And so, because he had screamed from the bathroom like 2-3 times now, they basically put it together. And then dude who was doing the yelling for the group was like, you in the bathroom? Totally different dude. Dude, I guess next to him, ugh! He boo-booing in there. That's what we heard. Oh, you nasty. Once again, a wild thing for a burglar to say to you in your own home that they broke into. Oh, you're doing bad stuff in there. Oh, you need to get your life right. Gone with the Wind on DVD. They didn't know his name. And then, yeah, basically, they just proceeded to rob his house. There was nothing else he could do. He still had a chili dog in him. And so now all he just hears is the sounds of things leaving his home. As he screams, hey, stop stealing out there. Hey, cut it out. That's gotta be a tough position to be in, you know? Because then, you know, he finally finished up and they were gone. His house was in shambles and everything. And now what do you do? Now you have to call the police and tell them exactly how everything went down. You can't even give a good description. Just be like, he sounded 6'2", so look for somebody 6'2", strong enough to carry a TV with a partner. Yeah. Every once in a while, something happens that is, in and of itself, like pure comedy. It's like a gift. A thing that happens that's like, it blows your mind almost. It's pure comedy. It makes you take a break from everything else that's going on, and it brightens your day because, once again, it is pure comedy through and through. This Afroman trial has been pure comedy. Like, I haven't seen anything like this before. Maybe we won't see it after. This is crazy. All right. Okay. All right. Look. In case you don't know who Afroman is, you have to come back with me to the year 2000. In 2000, this artist named Afroman. Apparently, I don't know everything that went into him almost being at the brink of quitting, but apparently he was about to quit making music. This dude went to a party and had a bunch of his music with him. It was physical back then. You could hand somebody music. It wasn't all in the air. You could hand somebody, I don't know. I hate telling people that are younger than me what life used to be like because they look at me like I am from 1645. Having to explain a CD to a person should be a hate crime against... It's ageist to have to explain what a CD is to someone who still has really good joints. It's like... It's infuriating. It's like their skin is tight and they don't know old technology. Infuriating. And so, yeah, he shows up at this party. He's got a bunch of his music with him, and he's straight up just giving it away. He's just handing it out. Just here, you can have it. You know? And people took it, and one of the songs on the CD that he was passing out, maybe cassettes. Sometimes I had to explain a cassette tape one time, and I realized that I didn't even know how a cassette tape worked. They were like, why they call it a cassette? I was like, because it's in a case. Because it's a case and it's little, like it's a cassette because it's in a case, but it's like a little case. And it's dainty. It's like a dainty little case, cassette, you know, for respect, because she's a lady, you know. So cassette, and then they put the tape in the cassette, and then there's teeth in the tape. No, it's teeth in the wheels, and then the thing you put the cassette player also has the teeth. But they're different. They're teeth. It's like a kiss. They kiss. They kiss and they spin in a circle, and then spinning in a circle. There's a little black piece of like cushion, I think, and then that runs across the tape. And I don't know where the sound comes from. I don't know why cassettes make noise. It sucks to be old and dumb. Like that. I think that's why we end up hating young people, because it's not just that you have to explain a thing from before. You realize you don't know how the thing from before worked. I don't even know how CDs work. That blew my mind before, during, and after, where I was like, why is this plastic disc making noise? There's no needle. In fact, if you scratch it, it stops working. But it has teeth, and so then the teeth kiss, and then you close it, and when you close it, it's supposed to make a slam sound, like a close hard. And then you hit play, and it plays. I don't know. You put it in the stereo. You know what a stereo is, don't you dare. They still have stereos. A stereo is a Bluetooth speaker before Bluetooth. Back before blue or teeth, there were stereos. You're gonna give me a nosebleed. Stop asking me questions. Stop asking me questions. With your good ankles. Afroman was at a party. And he was giving away his music. I don't know if it was in CD form or if it was in cassette form. All I know is he was giving the music away. And one of the songs in the music he was giving away was what would become a classic, what would become a Grammy-nominated song. In the same amount of time that he was about to quit. Afroman is known for the song Because I Got High. Because I Got High is the anthem of anyone who's ever been late. No, Because I Got High, I don't know, it got passed around in a way that was so organic. It was back in a time where we just didn't have access to everybody, or even the idea of having access to thousands of people at one time. It got passed around in a way that was like, I enjoy this, I hope you'll enjoy this, I hope you like it. And not only did they like it, they shared it with someone else. It was almost like predating social media, but exactly how social media would end up working. And it blew up. It really blew. People were singing it. People were living it. It became real life excuses. It just spread. Things that had nothing. I was gonna pay my child support. I swear I was. But I don't know. I got high. Forgot I had any kids. You can't remember everything when you're high. And so, Afroman became this like legend for this hit, Because I Got High. Fast forward to 2022, his house was raided. Now, his house was raided off of claims made by an informant. I didn't even know that this is kind of how the justice system works at all. I didn't know that like an informant can just say a bunch of stuff about you and the police will be like, really? That feels like a flawed system because here's the thing, it's not as if like Afroman is this like known criminal. So then for an informant to just inform on a person who's minding their business and then the police follow up on that and get a warrant from a judge that seemed wild. That could just happen to any one of us. Someone that you don't know. You could be doing this. Like, you could do this. We all hate people. It's wild this doesn't happen more often. We know who we hate. Just make up a bunch of lies and be like, I just want to, as a concerned citizen. That's insane. And so basically this informant says that Afroman has a ridiculous amount of keys of drugs in his possession, right? And so police follow up. They get a judge to sign a warrant and everything. And look, if someone's accusing you of having a lot of drugs in your possession and you're known for one song above all others, not looking good. And then they even said that he was like a trafficker and that he had some people in his torture sex dungeon. Yeah. And so the police, they run up in there and they tear open his gate to his property. They knock down his door. They come in like AR-15s, like a full raid, because they're expecting to find like everything that was supposed to be at Diddy's house. And so they rip open the gate to Afroman's property, and then they bust down the door. Door goes flying, right? They rush in. They've got their guns and everything, and Afroman's not home. He sees what they're doing because he has these surveillance cameras that are all over his property and in his house, right? So he sees the police rush in, and there was one officer in particular. This officer rushes in. He's got his service weapon in hand. He's looking around in case anything druggy or sexual is happening. And then he walks through the kitchen. you can see it on security camera. He notices a lemon pound cake. And he doesn't just notice, he stares at it. Really looks at the lemon pound cake through and through. And it blew my mind because you're in a raid right now where you think keys of narcotics and a sex dungeon is on the property. Imagine it for Bad Boys 5. They had Will Smith and Martin Lawrence run up into a mansion that is, you know, full of drugs and sex dungeons, and then you see Martin Lawrence stop. Like, okay, look, I know there's drugs. I know there's trafficking happening, but look at you, Lemon Drop. How you doing? No. Because, look, I don't know what was going on in the officer's mind. I don't know what was playing in his head or anything. But he was looking at the pound cake like... What's a delicious thing like you doing in a place like this? You know what I mean? I could take you somewhere special. I could take you somewhere... I can save you. You don't have to live like this, all right? Because he looked at it, yeah, a little too long. Looked at the pound cake longingly and then moved on with the raid. And they tore up Afroman's house. That's what happens in a raid. You're looking for stuff and they don't have to be gentle, so they're not. They can tear it up, and so they do. And so they tear up his house and going through his suits and everything. They even find his security cameras, and they cut the connection to him. Right? They find his cash that he has in the house. They take all of his cash that they find. And yeah, they end up leaving. But Afroman was like watching the thing. Just watching the whole time. Doesn't know what's going on. Doesn't know there's even an investigation into it. Because once again, he's not being charged with anything. He hasn't been arrested or something. They just ran up in his house. Apparently no knock warrant. That's crazy. And he's watching it. Maybe on his phone. Maybe his laptop. I don't know. But he's just sort of watching them go through his house like, hey! Hey! He probably felt as powerless as somebody sitting on the toilet while their house was being robbed. They're like, hey, cut that out! What you doing? And the police, by the way, they don't find anything. They don't find anything. They don't even find any narcotics. Which for an artist who's known for a song, Because I Got High, is almost a little disappointing. It's like, all right, I don't know if you're really living the lifestyle then. They don't even find a sex dungeon with trafficked people in it because Afroman's house doesn't have a basement. There was no... Yeah. Didn't look at a blueprint or anything. Just ran up in there. Where's the dungeon? Oh, Afroman's furious, as you would be. These people broke into your house, busted down your door, ripped open your gate. You were minding your business. I think he was in Chicago for a show, and he wasn't there, but his family was. You know, his wife and kids there, getting like AR-15s pointed at him and everything. That's gotta be traumatizing. It's gotta be something you never forget. And then Afroman asks, you know, because he at one point he was FaceTiming with his wife, the police that were there, because they want him to open his safe so they wouldn't have to rip it up out of the floor and everything. And so he gives them the combination of the safe. There was nothing in the safe. Like, he didn't have anything in there. And he asks the officer, he's like, okay, so am I under arrest? Like, is there a warrant for my arrest? Something. The officer's like, no, not at this time. He's like, am I being charged with anything? He's like, no. He's like, all right, well, y'all gonna help me fix my door? The door's on the floor. And apparently, according to Afroman, in several interviews, he said over and over again that the officer, Randy Walter, looked at him and smiled and said, we're not required to do any of that. And Afroman said he didn't know what he was going to do at the time, but he knew he had to do something. He was just infuriated. It's one thing to do it. It's another thing to not apologize. It's an entirely different thing to seem like you enjoy it. And he had no idea what to do. I think a lot of us have been in that position before, where it's like people with power exercising it or abusing it, getting some glee out of the fact that you can't do anything about it. And so he was like, what can I do? He said, I felt like a powerless black man in America. What can I do? I guess I could make songs about all of them. Afroman came out with some songs specifically asking, are you going to help me repair my door? Oh, go check it out. It's a banger. Afroman also came out with a song called Lemon Pound Cake. Because like me, he noticed the distasteful looks this officer was giving the cake. Made a whole song about it. And then, in, I guess not so much of a plot twist for, once again, the American justice system and how government works, the police were very upset with these songs. They're very, very upset. You know, Afroman was out here calling people Gomer Pyle. He was saying the judge looked like Droopy, you know. He was over here disrespecting them, their families. He did his research. Anything he knew about them, he was putting out in the songs. Everybody was very mad, and what can we do? We already tore up his house. Dang, what can we do? And then Afroman calls them all thieves because when they were doing the raid, they took all of his cash, right? This cash in his home. Because they're saying that this cash, if they find narcotics, if they find anything, like this is common in raids, where they're like, there's no way to say whether this cash is connected with the drugs that we may find, right? So they take the cash, they put it in evidence, they take it to the station, right? And when he shows up, after he's not been charged with anything, he's able to collect the evidence back that they took. And when he went to pick up his cash, he actually brought a news team with him. He brought like the local Fox News team just to make sure everything went well. Because he's like, these people clearly have no love for me. I'm not happy with them. And he said, I brought the local news with me not to make some sensational story. I was trying to not get Epsteined or something. I don't know these people, and I've already seen what they're capable of doing, so he goes in there, gets his money back, and some of his money is missing. They took almost $5,000 in cash from his place, and when he got it back, he was $400 short, which is kind of a pathetic amount to steal. Like that, just... It would make more sense if you took his money and then he showed up and you were like, what money? Like that would track so much more than $400. It's weird. And so he makes these songs. He's calling the police thieves. You know, he's saying they came in my house and they stole from me. And then he makes songs about all of them. Says one of them looks like Gomer Pyle. Said the judge that signed the warrant looked like Droopy. just letting them all have it. To the point where these officers got really upset. They were so angry. They were very mad. They were like, what can we do? We already tore up his house. And so these officers banded together, and they, in what feels like an odd attempt at justice, all got together and sued Afroman for defamation with his songs. And the problem with a defamation suit is you do have to explain how the thing hurt you. You do have to walk us through. Defamation is also hard to prove when you're a public official. You have to prove like intentional malice of something that is not true. Like opinion and parody won't necessarily get you defamation. And so this was a tough case because it's going to be hard for them to prove, but the fact that it's even going to trial feels uncomfortable because all he was doing was expressing himself through the First Amendment. And so the trial starts, and immediately it feels like a bit of a mistake. Because the officers suing him have to take the stand. And Officer Poundcake, who he had come to be called through the song, because these songs, okay, this is very important. These songs went viral at the time, but then they went viral again before the trial. And once again, imagine you're Afroman. They've already run up in your house. They've done $24,000 worth of damage to your property. All right? And Afroman's out here trying to live a quiet life. He's not necessarily touring all the time or anything. He's not dropping like album after album after album all the time, you know? He's living seemingly just minding his business and everything. Not going to be able to come up with $24,000 out of nowhere. I don't care what hit song you had. Maybe Mariah Carey with the Christmas. No. She eating good off of that one. That's the exception. But now you're being sued by the police for defamation, which has got to be terrifying because you were already up against the police initially. Afroman tried to sue the police at least for his damages, just to make himself even. But that suit was thrown out because it was a lawful raid. And so now you're being sued by these cops, and it feels like they have all the power because you're going into court, which usually only backs them up. So it's you against them. What do you do? What do you do? You know? I guess if you're Afroman, you release more songs leading up to the trial, which is a move. You could do that, yes. You could add to their case every day leading up to the trial. He drops song after song after song. And he's sitting there trying to defend himself in court. And they had Officer Poundcake on the stand. And the lawyers asked him, it's like, you've been called Officer Poundcake. And he's sitting there, because look, all the cops that took the stand are trying to act super hurt. They're trying to act devastated, right? So all of them are doing their best acting. And so he's sitting there and he's like, yes, I've been called it multiple times. And they've even had pound cakes delivered to the station. Hundreds of cakes. Which, yeah, when the song went viral, and I'm sure when it went viral all over again, people were sending pound cakes to the police station. The people were calling him Officer Pound Cake. Imagine you're him. Imagine. Maybe you even have to go to another precinct to help out. Maybe there's some security detail you have to help on. Maybe it's another raid that you have to be involved in. And you show up because it wasn't just Afroman. The police were also calling him Officer Pound Cake. A lot. Imagine you show up to a raid, you strapped, you geared up and everything, and they're like, well, looky here. All right, Officer Pound Cake, we are going to be doing a raid on a meth lab. Now, I know they're cooking in there, but it's not the type that you like. Be careful in there, Pound Cake. We got your back. And not only did they ask about being called Pound Cake and about getting pound cakes, I don't know. I'm just, for a second, I got distracted because I was just thinking about, like, what if he's like, I can't believe the cruelty shown to me, sending me all these pound cakes. You know, it was defamatory, it was disgusting, and it was delicious. It was that's terrible that you sending me all these cakes knowing I can't resist. Just sitting there, eating a pound cake. Look at what Afroman did to me. Oh, it's the stickiest of the icky. It was so gooey. And so then they had a different officer on the stand. Everybody got a turn. But before they switched up, people giving their testimony, because it's such an important part of the trial and one of the root causes for defamation, they did have to play the entire song Lemon Pound Cake while he sat there and listened. This is the problem. Not since Drake have we seen a worse defamation suit where somebody just played themselves. This is terrible. He's sitting there listening to the whole song. They even played it a little slow so you can hear the lyrics. Getting his feelings hurt all over again. And then he got off the stand, and then they went to this Officer Lisa. Now, Afroman had given everybody a nickname, right? Called one officer Pound Cake, and Lisa, he called Lick 'em Low Lisa. I know. Went in on Lisa pretty hard. So the thing about listening to the songs is that Afroman's known to go long in a song. Probably because he gets high. But the song Lick 'em Low Lisa is 13 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't finish it. I was like, I only saw a portion, but the portion I saw, I was like, all right, you got her, I guess. I don't know. I'm not. 13 minutes is a lot, and you know, she was on the stand. And they played her song as well. 13 minutes of an entire song. And she had at least what I consider to be some crocodile tears, because once again, you have to, if you're trying to show defamation, you're trying to get a jury to believe you, got to seem upset. But the song made her cry initially, but the song is 13 minutes. 13 minutes is a very long time to pretend to cry. Even kids only got like 8 in them. You got me? And so every time they hit the chorus, Lisa tried to cry harder. He'd say, lick 'em low, Lisa. Like, at a certain point, I need to see tears. I'm not gonna lie. Then she got off the stand. And then, an officer took the stand that Afroman said looked like Quasimodo. And when asked by the lawyer, like, you know, you said that you look like Quasimodo and that you're saying that that caused you harm and did damage, it, you know, disrupted your life and your reputation. And this man went, yeah. It's like that sound. I know that's not what Quasimodo sounded like in the movie, but it does sound like how he should have sounded, though. That's a crazy spot on the out. And he was like, but you understand that the song is a parody. Obviously, Quasimodo's a fictional character. Yeah. And the lawyer's like, well, you know, it's clearly a parody because Quasimodo's a fictional character. You know Quasimodo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He's like, I don't know, I never watched it. And he's like, oh, okay, but it hurt your feelings? You experience extreme emotional distress. You're saying you've been defamed, but if you don't know the source material, how do you know it's not a good thing? Like, how do you... It's like when you're really... It's like when you're not smart and someone says a big word around you, so you take it as an insult. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean by fantastical? All right, you coming at me? Because we can square up if you feel like it. And then, Randy Walter took the stand. Randy Walter, who looked at Afroman whenever they were FaceTiming and smiled at him and said, we're not required to do any of that. Takes the stand. And Afroman, a couple days before the trial started, Afroman released a song, as he does. And this song was called Randy Walter is an SOB. And in this song, Afroman says that he had slept with Randy Walter's wife. Now, if you're unfamiliar with hip-hop, this does happen where people claim to have slept with the wives of their enemies. But Randy took the stand, and Afroman's lawyer asked him, you know, so he's saying that he is, you know, slept with your wife, he has called you an SOB. But you understand that this is a song that could be just an opinion, you know. He doesn't know you personally or anything. It could just be an opinion that you're an SOB. And then Randy's like, yes, you know, it could. And then Afroman's lawyer says, yeah, because there's no way to even verifiably prove that you're an SOB. And Randy, for some reason, says, no, sir, she's been dead for years. Randy! Randy, what's wrong with you, Randy? Randy, what are you thinking? Randy! And then after his lawyer immediately laughs immediately, like right in his face. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. I really am. But my client said that he slept with your wife in jest. Like he was making a parody of the situation. And he's like, and it caused me extreme emotional distress. He's like, I understand that, but he's doing a parody. This is what he does. He makes funny songs and everything. And there's also no validity to it. Like there's no proof that he slept with your wife. Then Randy, for some reason, says, I don't know. Randy! What do you mean you don't? Randy! This is also an insane thing to say because you're suing for defamation. But if you don't know if the thing isn't true, how can it be defamatory? I know the other cops also suing for defamation were sitting there like, Randy! Even if you think that's true, button up right now. What's wrong with you? And so the lawyer was like, wait, I'm sorry? You don't know if he slept with your wife? And Randy goes, I mean, I hope not. I mean, we've been together 28 years. All right? Been with that woman since middle school. I would hope she wouldn't do anything like that. But once somebody puts it out like that, it's out. And once again, Afroman's lawyer's like, wait, what's happening here? Like, oh, wait, are you telling me you can't verify whether or not, as a fact, it happened or not? And then Randy goes, oh, you want to go there? This is where you're going, Randy! Randy, we're following your lead. Randy, what are you doing? I'm sure Randy's lawyer was even like, Randy, what are you doing? Randy got off the stand. And there was another officer that took the stand, suing for defamation, remember? And he was the one that Afroman said looked like Gomer Pyle. And that he had a receding hairline, hence the Gomer Pyle. And the lawyer asked what about these statements was defamatory. Which I know he has to ask for his job, but that's crazy. That is crazy. To be like, this person is suing for defamation, and then you get him on the stand, and then you're like, my client never lied, though. Look at him. Look at him, though. Look at And then he says all the stuff. Was it defamation when he said that you look like Gomer Pyle? And he's like, no. Are you suing for defamation because he said you have a receding hairline? And he said, no. Which, receding is gracious. I'm just saying, that man's hairline is a secret. Ooh, no, you'll see. When you look at him, you'll see. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. That man, when I saw him, I was like, hairline? No hairline. That man can't grow. You know, because the Afroman says, like, you 20 with a receding hairline. And I was like, ooh, I hope he's not 20. You'll know what I mean when you see him, but woof. Because he got one of those ones that it can only grow, like, right in the, like, back only. Like it's only growing in the past. Like it's... Like, my man can only grow a cape. Like, he receding was Christian of him. Receding is crazy. And then they had the cop take the stand. They had the cop take the stand who counted the money. This almost $5,000 with 400 missing. And they asked him about it because he's the one that wrote it on the bag and everything. It was a different officer where it was supposed to be in his possession the entire time, but they show on body cam footage of the actual officers that he left it. So, you know, Afroman's being sued for calling them thieves. And he called them thieves collectively, but then they're all suing individually. Once again, for $3.9 million, they're all suing individually for being called thieves and being defamed. And they knew that the strongest case was the theft, because theft would be an actual, like, crime. It could ruin your reputation as an officer and everything. And all the other stuff is just too funny, I guess, to throw in there. But they put him on the stand, and this man, basically, the way I interpret it, gets up there and in not so many words, but a very long testimony, admits to everyone. I can't count, y'all. Like that, That's rough. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a 5, sometimes it's a 2 with a 0 behind it. Like, what are we doing? This man couldn't count to almost 5,000 with some increments of like 100, you know? And then they had another officer take the stand that explained what happened. And they're like, actually, when you watch the security cam footage, you hear him count out loud. I'm not trying to shame anybody. We all spell and count at our own pace. But if you grown and counting out loud and not a cashier, you might be struggling. This man was counting out loud for everyone. And look, maybe that's protocol. Maybe that's what he's supposed to do so that there are witnesses to how much money he's counting. Maybe, right? But he said if you watch the footage, you can hear him kind of start to count wrong. And nobody stops him. So there's a chance that the police didn't steal any money. They just horrifically miscounted it. And I honestly can't decide what's worse. A corrupt cop or a dumb cop. Because either way, everyone in this case, Randy, Lisa, Pound Cake, the one that can't count, everybody has or had a gun. That's crazy. Can you count the bullets? It's devastating. And so the defense only calls one witness. And it was one of the officer's ex-wives. Because one of the claims that he made towards defamation and towards, pain and suffering is that these songs, this music, this supposed art that Afroman was doing destroyed his marriage. You broke us up. You made me a laughing stock. She can't be with a laughing stock. You ruined my marriage. My wife left me. And so then his ex-wife takes a stand. And the lawyer asked, did the music that was released by my client, did you take any of it seriously at all? And she was like, no. It's like, did you feel like any of it was causing a rift between you two? Did my client's music break up your marriage? And she was like, no. And that's gotta be rough. To sit there and watch your ex-wife on the stand be like, nah, it was him. It was all him. It was actually him through and through. There was nothing else that came in between. It was just, I was married to him, which is what makes you not want to be married to him. And then Afroman took the stand. And Afroman, by the way, had been showing up every day to court. He'd been showing up in an American flag suit that looks like a Kid Rock fever dream. This suit wasn't just the American flag. Like, it wasn't one flag. It was 12,000 flags. Probably had flags in flags. Had a flag tie on. He even had sunglasses on that had like a foil of them, of the American flag. Showed up, afro all picked out and everything, looking pristine, spherical. Takes the stand. And, the lawyers for the cops try to come at him hard. Try to be like, so what gives you the right to defame my clients? And he was like, the First Amendment gives me the right to do everything that I did. I took my bad time. I made a good time out of it. I made funny songs. I didn't try to retaliate or anything. They're the ones that knocked down my door, caused damage to my house. They're the ones that turned my life upside down. I tried to make something good out of it. If they had never raided my house and they were never there, they wouldn't have been on my cameras. I wouldn't know their names. There wouldn't be these songs. I mean, it's really their fault when you think about it. And he just let them have it. Every time that they tried to put it on him, he reminded them, oh, what was I under arrest for again? I don't even have a basement. And then both sides had their closing arguments. And that's when it would be hard, in my mind, to be a lawyer. Like, imagine you're defending Afroman in this case, and you've had a ton of fun. There's even been some surprises. You're like, wait. Did you sleep with his wife? Because, that was a very weird part of the trial. Because that testimony went so off the rails that he was like, so, are you upset because he's making something private a public matter? And then Randy goes, yeah, if my wife was sleeping with him, it would be a private matter. I'm starting to think this happened, Randy. Randy, if this did not happen, they should never let Randy take the stand ever again. You won't know if a crime was committed or not. Like, but yeah, you're the lawyer for Afroman. Wrapping up the trial, it'd be so hard. It'd be incredibly difficult to not just make your closing argument. Y'all, I mean, look, like. And so next day, Afroman shows up to court, been in the suit. Can't stress this suit enough. I haven't seen one like it before. I'll never see one like it again. He must have been hot in that suit. There's no way. Gotta be burning up in that suit. And to top it all off, he had a mink coat on. A white mink coat. And yeah, the jury decided pretty quickly that there was no defamation. It was fantastic. You know, Afroman doesn't have to pay that money. Everybody can go about their way. And we got some great songs. Because I think one of the reasons so many people were rooting for him, and people who you wouldn't even think, this was almost like across the board. Even the people who usually defend cops no matter what they do were really in favor of Afroman winning. Because, especially now, it feels like the First and Second Amendment are just sort of a suggestion for certain people. And anyone else gets their rights violated in real time because it's the idea of lawfulness. What do you really do if someone with authority is in your face violating your rights? Well, there's nothing you can do until it goes to court. And some people don't even get that court date. Some people just have an abuse of power happen right in front of them. And then they have to do the best they can to go on with their lives. We watch it all the time, especially now. You know, I won't say it's at an all-time high because there are some people where this has been their reality for their entire lives, and some people are just catching up because it does affect all of us. You know, you even saw in videos from a couple months ago where protesters were talking to ICE officers, and ICE officer even said out loud on camera, "This is crazy." It floored me. If you raise your voice, I erase your voice. Threatened to kill this person for talking loud. You raise your voice, I erase your voice. Said it twice on camera. That's crazy. That's even crazier than staring at a pound cake too long on security cam. Yeah. Because a lot of us have felt the way Afroman felt, where what do you do? What do you do? These people have come into your home, or they've just violated you in some way, and they have the law on their side. That's terrifying. What do you do? I think the best way to sum it up is what Afroman said, you know? When life gives you lemons, make lemon pound cake. You all been phenomenal. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Did everybody get their Spotify Wrapped? Yeah, okay. I think Apple Music does it too now. This is my thing. I feel like those raps are the closest things apps have
to doing an intervention. Because the app will come to you at the end of the year and be like, hey, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. There's no judgment here. I'm just saying I looked at the data. It's not even my opinion. This is just hardline facts. I looked at the data, and you've been listening to a lot of Imagine Dragons. Is everything okay? Are you all right? I'm just checking. No. You were in the top 0.05% of Drake listeners. Is there therapy that we can schedule? No. You've listened to the song Stand by Eminem 672,000 times. I don't even know how you pulled that off, because that's more minutes than there are in the year. Playing the song that many times, but you did it. I will tell you though, we did have to alert Eminem and let him know that somebody want to stab him, I guess. I don't know. Y'all got y'all got George Santos today. Sure. It's funny to me because George Santos' whole defense of himself was that y'all picking on me, but you got other members of Congress that are out here sleeping with lobbyists, stealing your tax dollars and everything, but you gonna put it all on me. And I get what he's, in that moment I do get what he's saying. There are plenty of people doing very crooked things in Congress that are not gonna have the comeuppance that he just had. That is a fact, right? To be fair though, George Santos is the type of person that you do the heist with, and y'all pull it off, and the next day he show up in a fur coat. And you're like, nigga, you could have laid low. What is wrong with you? He's like, what? It's fabulous. Sure, it does. Because I'm not gonna lie, George Santos is a snazzy dresser. I can't hold him. He really is. Every time I saw him, he looked like he was in a different cut or something that I'd never seen before. You know, dressing from the future. This is my thing though. Like, he spent all this money, campaign money, on stuff like Botox. But you know what? Good for him. He wanted to look good for you. You know who doesn't spend money on Botox? We be letting Mitch McConnell sag in front of us all the time. Nobody says anything. This man's sagging non-stop. He's swinging, he's sagging so much. If you get Mitch to turn around fast, you might catch something in the chin. You might get... You gotta do a rope-a-dope. Anytime Mitch turn around fast, you're like, oh. But George was like, no, I'm not gonna steal from you and be looking raggedy. That's not the type of person that I am. You're gonna get one or the other, all right? I can either show up looking dusty, you can keep all your little money, or you can get to see this. Spent money on OnlyFans. I say, fair enough. The little bit of OnlyFans money he spent, okay, it's improper. He should be taken to task for it, right? But you know what's way more expensive? Using tax dollars to fund a whole mistress. You know what I mean? You gotta get her an apartment. gotta fly her where you're gonna be. You gotta pay for her real boyfriend to go to school. Like, it's a lot of expenses. Spent money on Hermes. I didn't even know what Hermes was. Luxury bags. Are they men's?
Hermes. It's pronounced Hermes.
Oh, this is what happens with poor people try to pronounce. This is what happens when one of the poorest puts luxury in his mouth. Yeah. Spent money on Hermes and Versace. Yeah. Wow, no. My bad. Thank you for correcting me. Imagine if I had gone around the country saying Hermes over and over again. I guess I still don't know what a Hermes bag is. Fair enough. No, don't apologize. I was the one that doesn't know how to misspelling with my mouth. That last laugh felt like you were laughing at me being poor. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't care for that one. That was, you know, like you'll be a little self-deprecating and then somebody will be like, ha! It's like, wow, okay. Tell me how you really feel. Yeah. I can't drive. Thank you. Yeah, you need them? Yeah. I can't drive. I don't have a driver's license. I grew up in Louisiana, and that's where I failed the test. And so I would just have to, walk or run everywhere, which in Louisiana is both dangerous and exhausting. But I remember I took driver's ed, and came time to do my driving test. It was bad. I don't know what it was. I panicked because I was in one of those driving test cars, So it had the brakes on his side, the brakes on my side, but just the wheel on my side, right? And I drove decently at the start. I'm good at rights. If I gotta take a right, I'm a fuck up a right, all right? Like I can cut a wheel on a right. I do rights like Formula One. It's the lefts that get me. Because there's just so many places you can go when you're trying to go left, Take a wide turn, you can make a sharp left, Lefts make me nervous. And so it was a left that did me in. I was doing the test. I'd done okay. We had just started. And then I drove on 3 lawns. I had to take a left. And so then I took the left, and I guess I was not cutting the wheel tight enough. And so then before I knew it, I was on the lawn, right? Now, the first lawn was because I wanted to make sure I was avoiding the car that was oncoming, right? Like, let me go ahead and get out the way. The second lawn was because I wasn't sure if I had the room to merge back into the road. By the time I was on the third lawn, I did forget I was on lawns. I was just kind of like, well, he knows I'm doing my best. And it wasn't until he said, get off the lawn, son, that I was like, you're right. Let me go ahead and merge back into the regular street. And then I did pretty well. I did pretty well after that for a little while. But then, once again, it was time to take a left. And the light, to me, the light was green, and then it was yellow, and then it was red, and it was the fastest yellow I've ever seen in my life. It was like the green was here, and we were good. And then as I started to turn, the yellow was like it just became a red. And so then I didn't want to run the light, so I did stop. in the middle of the intersection. Because in my mind, I was like, there won't be an accident if I just stop and let people go around, right? So I'm just waving people around. And so then everybody going around me, and he finally turned to me after a couple cars passed, and he was like, what are you trying to do? And I was like, I thought I'd let them go because I didn't want you to like nix me for points for running the light. And then he was like, you ran the light immediately. You were running the light when you got here. And I was like, that was a fast yellow though. And he's like, it wasn't at all. That was a regular yellow. You just panicked. I watched you. You panicked and you hit the gas, then you hit the brake, and now we're here. And so I had to take a couple more lefts, so I knew I wasn't gonna pass. It was getting bad, right? And so then he made me stop. He made me stop, which I didn't even think they could do. I didn't know that you could be at the drive test. They're like, you know what? Nah. Like, I thought they had to let you finish for you to fail. He was like, nah, you points-wise, there's no way you could make a comeback right now, so let's just stop. I'm gonna drive you back. So he wanted me to stop the car and for us to switch, but he offered me something very sweet. This was very nice. He said to me, he was like, look, I know you thought you were gonna get your license today. I also know that your mom brought you. So I tell you what, I'm gonna drive us back, and about a block away, we can switch back, and I'll let you drive up, and you can tell her it didn't work out this time, but you'll be back, right? And I was like, that's very nice. And then he immediately regretted his offer because then he was saying that to me when we were at like just a road, right? But not like, this wasn't like the intersections road. This was just like a side road we were on that nobody else was on when he told me to stop. And so then I was like, okay, sounds good. So then I just got out the car, but I didn't put it in park. I was just letting it go. Now I'm young, I'm spry, so I'm able to just pop out the car, right? So then I didn't even notice it was at a slow roll at the moment. And so I pop out and I'm walking around the car when I notice I gotta keep up with the car. I'm like, oh no, I didn't put it in park. Now he has his door open, right? But he is in his mid-50s. And so he having trouble getting out. So I know what I should have done. I should have run back in, jumped in, stopped the car, put in park and everything. But in my mind, I did my job. I'm on this side right now. This is my side now. It's his job to get out. Now he is trying to stop the car, but he got one foot out and he doing like a Flintstone, like trying to stop because it's barely rolling. It's not like driving. It's just like a slow roll. So then he's like, come on now, come on now, come on. He's saying, come on now to himself. As he's stomping, and I don't know why he keeps stomping, just keep your foot there. That's how Fred did it, you know, just like, he put it, and then he let it drag. But this man is just like, come on now, come on, come on. So I didn't get my license. I still take the train everywhere.